All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin this video by giving the praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Racha, Kodash, the bonus to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Lord's elect, beginning with the 144,000. This is Aratazah from the Great Millstone GMS Atlanta camp. All right, and got another video. Want to hit real quick on this post that brothers has shared in regards to Canada. As you see, this is I'm on Instagram. The name of the page is called Sacred Chad. It's like a I guess it's like some type of Christian Instagram account, but and whatnot. But this post, it says, as you can see, it says Canada's proposed law could make preaching the Bible illegal. All right, and the reason why this stood out to brothers is because this is what's going to eventually come to America, all right, where, of course, primarily where the prophets are. Now, of course, we got brothers scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, brothers in different countries and whatnot, preaching the word. You got brothers camp in Canada, GMS brothers out there teaching, I think in Montreal. So, of course, this would affect them, obviously, but it's a proposed bill, but it links with prophecy. The scriptures speak about how, which we'll read those scriptures, there'll be a famine of the word, and how they hate him that they hate him that rebuketh in the gate. All right, which we'll read that too in the book of Amos. But I'll read the little caption they have here. They got another post, I think. Yeah, but the caption says, in December 2025, Canada advanced Bill C-9, a proposed hate speech law that removes a long-standing legal exemption protecting religious speech made in quote-unquote good faith. All right, it says church leaders, pastors, and Christian legal advocates warn that without this safeguard, quoting or preaching certain Bible passages could be challenged as hate speech, creating legal risk for clergy and believers. So the government says scripture will not be banned, but the specific legal protection is being removed, raising serious concerns about religious freedom. It says the bill, you see, they got Jesus down there. Sweet Jesus. The bill still requires a final vote in the House of Commons and approval by the Senate before becoming law. Right. So they want to basically deem certain Bible verses as hate speech. Right. You read about scriptures where it goes against the alphabet gang or the alphabet people. Scriptures on different things that this society promotes and uplifts. They really want to deem those particular Bible verses as hate speech. Right. You could potentially be thrown in jail or thrown in prison. And essentially, they really want to ban the scriptures altogether. All right, and really it's because of the Israelites, because you Christians are not, these Christians are not, basically they're not speaking the truth. All right, the Israelites, in particular, Great Millstone from the apostles on down, we're the only ones that's really pushing the 100% raw truth. No filter, raw. And it goes against, their system. All right. So they're trying to come up with these different laws and things like that to try to put a muzzle on the prophets. Okay. They don't give a damn about no goddamn Christian pastors and these it's the prophets of the Lord, man. It's who they really trying to target. But as we mentioned, that aligns with prophecy anyway. All right. Which, of course, that's Amos 8 and 11. And it says, all right, it's Amos 8 and 11. It says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. See that? So yes. Now there is scriptures where it does prophesy of a famine. Where there's going to be a lack of food and resources, which the scriptures goes into that privacy. People are going to be breaking into one another's houses, just to get a piece of bread, man. But this in particular, is referring to a famine of the truth or the word being spoken. So you're not going to see Israelites on the corners. Camps are going to be going. All right. YouTube is either going to be taken down or it's going to be heavily censored, where you're not going to be able to have access to the brothers' YouTube channels and videos. All right. And it says that in the next verse. It says, verse 12, it says, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and shall not find it. Right? Yeah, and it all starts with these different bills that they're coming up with. What is it called? The C9 bill, or the bill C9 in Canada. America got stuff on the books. So that's where it starts. It starts with that paperwork, man. Esau and the goddamn pen. Always goddamn writing something, man. Right? What's his one to them that decree unrighteous decrees, that write grievousness. All right, this Isaiah the 10th chapter. All right, let's go from there. Actually, stay in Amos. Let's jump over a couple chapters. Right, this is Amos 5 and 10. It says, they hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. See that? So that's the men of the Lord. That's the prophets. All right, the gate represents the opening of the cities, or the place of commerce, right, where there's a lot of people at. That's why in Proverbs, the first chapter, it says, wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. How's it worded? I think it says the opening, it meant just opening of the gate. All right, matter of fact, let me just read it. We go back to Amos. I don't want to butcher it. Proverbs 1 and 20. Yeah. Proverbs 1:20 says, wisdom cried without, she uttered her voice in the streets, which is the camps, the prophets. It says, she crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city, she uttered her words, saying, how long simple ones read less simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. See that? So the point is said in the opening of the gate. So that's where the prophets are, right? In the camps in the major cities. Certain cities got larger populations than others, but we're out in the opening of the gate. So that's why it says they hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. Excuse me. So who's that talking about? Is that talking about Christians? Which they try to mimic us by going out to the street with the damn bullhorn and shouting at people, but they're not teaching the truth. All right, the ones that they really abhor is the Israelites. So it says the book of Amos 5 and 10 again. It says they hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. So because of that, what are they doing? They're proposing these various bills to really get the prophets off the streets, man. They're gonna be passing legislation to censor certain videos and shut out. Well, they already tried to do that before. The brothers that was around, maybe what was that, 2011 or like 2012 or something like that. I forgot what the exact year, but there was a point in time where our YouTube channels were getting banned left and right. That's why we had to go to Daily Motion. We had to go to Daily Motion and put our videos up, because YouTube, they banned in particular the Great Millstone camps. That's why if you look at certain brothers or camps YouTube pages, it'll say just for example, it'll say GMS Boston something 31 or GMS Los Angeles I can't remember the brother's page, but you know, just an example, it'll say GMS such and such. It will have like a high number on the end, 21, 24. But yeah, that's because that's the 24th page that the brothers had to make because they was banning our pages like crazy. But eventually, it you know, Spirit had to where you know we was able to get back on YouTube. But that was just a small sample size of Esau, you know, basically trying to block the truth out. You know, but what he don't realize is that the prophecy said that he would do that. You know, that it would be a famine of the word, and that he would, you know, basically stop the mouths of the prophets, so to speak. Like it says in Ezekiel, I will cause thy tongue to cleave to the root of thy mouth. And really, when that happens, that's really the time when the Lord's going to start really open up on this place, man. So he's really just doing us a favor. He's moving along in prophecy. You know, because we always say that the truth is going to go to another phase, you know, where we're not going to just, you know, keep going to camp and doing videos. This is only like the first phase. Now, the second phase is when it's going to get real serious, man. You know, but these things got to happen. Esau passing his legislation and bills, and you know, this is hate speech. That's hate speech. No, it's truth. It's like brothers say, it's truth speak. And then it's not hateful. It's just truth. All right, you know, with truth comes love and hate. Right, like the scripture says, a time to love and a time to hate. But it's all truth and righteousness at the end of the day, man. You know, so yeah, I just wanted to do a quick little impromptu, you know, on that post, all right, or that Canada bill, which you know is going to trickle down, you know, because Esau eventually don't want the Bible or the truth of the Bible, because the Christians and these other so-called religious figures are not really coming against this place like how the prophets are. All right, Jeremiah 28, when it speaks about the prophets prophesied against both countries and kingdoms, you know. So yeah, man, I just wanted to do a quick video on that. All right, Lord willing, you was edified by this video, and Lord willingly, it's on to the next one. Shalom.